Should we have the big intro?
Let's have the big intro. He's been making us laugh on our tellies and on all the stages for over 20 years.
No pressure.
And he's only getting funnier and he's only getting busier. He's still touring his one-man show as tickets go on sale for his new No Show tour, which begins next month. So let's light that comedy fire and watch it. Jason Byrne.
Yes, Jason.
Yes.
Yes.
What an intro.
Oh, God, it's great.
You're very
isn't it?
good at that.
He's
Thank
very
you,
good
Jason.
at
You're like a whole big audience over there just screaming at me.
it. It's good. It's good.
They come in from Edinburgh and then just see that. It's brilliant.
So, Jason, you've done the No Show show,
Yeah.
which is fine in Edinburgh, but it might have a touch of the Gerald Ratners around it, as far as the rest of the world's concerned. The No Show show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No show. No, as in it being no show at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea was that, basically in January they said to me, do you have a name of a show for your August Edinburgh show? And I went, no, it's January. I don't know what the show is.
Right.
So there is no show. And then I said, actually, can I call it No Show? So that's what we did. We called it No Show. And then I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll try and use the audience as much as I can, get them up on stage, do stuff with them.
Right.
And weave all my other material in between them. And they are now the show.
Love it.
So it is a beautiful flow of happiness in there. And I just did 4 weeks. And I get on the stage and I say to the audience, there was 800 of them in that beautiful room in Edinburgh. And I said, I don't know what's going to really happen for the next hour. I'm going to use and I'm going to see what happens. And we're going to just all go together on this big, huge. And it was brilliant fun. I mean, they were crying, laughing.
It's
the
so
stuff
funny.
we did.
We talked to Tim Minchin about this yesterday about.
I loved him.
When so do I. I don't know anybody who doesn't. And by the way, if you don't love Tim Minchin, it's yourself you need to look
it's
at.
yourself.
You need to start viewing
There isn't,
a bit
yeah.
more. But we were talking about the fact that obviously I did telly for a while and I found it hard work and hard.
Yeah.
Whereas I find radio hard work, but I don't find it hard.
Yeah.
And you talking to me there about you being on stage for an hour in front of 800 people and loving it. It's hard work, but it's not hard. Otherwise you wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean by that?
That is it. That's it. Because I had all my health issues on my heart and all that kind of stuff, and I was going, how can I just make it a little bit easier on my body, maybe, you know, and the stress. But people are saying to me, oh my God, yeah, is that not more stressful going out, not really knowing what you're going to do? But I've been doing it for 25 years, and like I know what I'm doing. My brain knows what it's doing, and it totally just takes a grasp of the whole thing.
it.
But we've had such many. And the show, so again, I use that word flow, right? And it's such a simple little word, just to let go. I mean, load of us don't do that. A load of us hold on to ourselves too much instead of just let go, and then your life can be much easier when you just let go of things. And so I've done that with this show, and I had this. There's a bit in the show, Chris, in the middle where I get people to wear clouds on their heads, right?
Clouds?
I thought, I'm going to bring on 3 clouds.
It's already good.
I know, yeah. So, but this
Me, I want to be a clown.
Yeah, Chris, we'll get you on, right?
Come on.
So I got these cushions, shape of cloud, and I cut a face out in the middle. So, you know, like the sun, like one guy said to me on stage in Edinburgh, I feel like the sun in the Teletubbies. You know, the big sun, the smiley thing? Yeah. So I put that on my head, and I put it on his head. And then I found out about a week into Edinburgh that if I get an older man, a lovely older man I found every night, and I had to help them up because their knees were gone, they couldn't sometimes walk, bring them over to the side of the stage and sit them in a chair, and I give them a microphone and I put a cloud on their head, right? And it's the cutest looking thing. And what they have to do is this: what I explain. Me and the other guy in the memory audience, we have to order food as the weather in a restaurant, right? Okay, right? This does. I thought this is going to be mad. This is going to be mad. I said, is it going to work? And my God, did it work, right? So I have to order food while the older man is over here on his own, and he has to make sound effects of the weather. And they have been heroes, right? I said to a guy, right, the lovely big old man knows, gorgeous, Sean was his name, and he was Scottish. And I said, can you make thunder and lightning noises while we do this? And he went, yep, got it, yeah. So off you go. And he just went, thunder, lightning. And then I just left him because the crowd were crying, laughing. And then I seen this man just become alive again. Yeah. He was looking at 800 people laughing at him, and he just kept going, thunder, lightning, and then
give more of what they want.
This is what happened. Yeah. Because all our shows, stand-up is so important to people when they come in, because they whatever's happening in their life, they get to escape it for a bit.
Blessed are the peacemakers.
Exactly. Yes. Well done, Chris. And this every time I had the older guy up doing the cloud, I looked down to the right and their wives were always looking at them so lovingly. It was like they were falling in love with their husband again. And they're just going, my husband's up there with a cloud on his head.
Yeah.
So I said afterwards, are you going to maybe make him wear that around the house?
Yeah.
And she said, he's so nice when he's in a cloud.
So it's not the wisdom of the crowd, it's the wisdom of the cloud. Yeah. And the cloud crowd.
Yes.
Please do this show on telly. Please do the no-show show on telly.
It's a beautiful show.
You get 6 1 hours, and you maybe do it even. Maybe go for it live.
Yeah.
Maybe a live, spontaneous show.
I would love to do that because I'm able to just use the audience. I'm able to, because I'm always nice to my audience. Do you know what I mean? I'm never horrible to them. They're always, and they open up. Yeah. And at the very end, everybody I've used on the night all just stands up on the stage, and because I let the show do its own thing, I had another cloud up the other week, and he was an American guy, beautiful man, gorgeous looking fella, and I said, oh my God, do you live here? He goes, yeah, I live in Edinburgh, and he goes, and I'm single, and all the girls going, oh my God, and then he went, and I live on my own. I went, oh dear, and he goes, wait for this, what? He goes, I have a puppy and it's a Labrador, right? And the women went, oh my God. And then a woman at the back, because it's the Scots, they're great, aren't they? You know what I mean? And she goes, I'm single, me, right? And she's going 10 rows back. I went, what's your name? Siobhan, right? Then another girl in the front, she's only 20. She goes, that's me mum. That's me mum shouting. I went, is it? And I said, do you reckon she should get with him? And the girl said, yeah. And tell him she did very well in the divorce.
Oh my God, that is gold.
And the American guy,
but you know where the gold is, don't you? That's the point. You can sense it.
The body language of people, but you know what's really good is people want to join in. They like it, you know.
Of course they do.
The fun of it all.
Yeah.
And there's no, like, people always say, oh, do you worry about the cancel culture? And I go, unless you're going to cancel 3 lads with a cloud in their head.
Yeah.
There's nothing in my show that has anything like that.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's just fun and happy.
When we were at Carfest a couple of weekends ago, we do this thing in front of the main stage, the hay bale chat, and it's just something that started because we didn't want the first band. A few years ago, we thought the first band, they're at 5 o'clock, you know, and there'll be some people around the stage, and there'll be some people, we sort of cordon off the first sort of 100 meters for standing on the night. Yeah. And so you can't set your chairs up in the day within that rope, but you can outside that rope, and so you get a few thousand people with their chairs, and maybe they keep them there all weekend, you know, and then you get a few people at the stage for the first band. And then we thought one year, why don't we just do a chat on some hay bales an hour before to encourage people to come to that area, so the first band have somebody to play to. Yeah. And it really worked. And then the hay bale thing became the thing. And so we do one every night before on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this year, one of the chats, there was himself, there was Kirsty Gallagher, our wonderful moon lady, and there was Rob Brydon. Yeah. And we were about to start chatting, and then Rob had these shoes on, and I said, let's all take our shoes off. And then I thought, wouldn't it be funny to auction off Rob's walking boots, you know, Uncle Bryn's walking boots, blah, blah, blah. And then this lady stuck her hand in the air, and she won the bid, and she was 250 quid, and she was giggling away. And I said, Rob, I was only joking. He said, oh, give them to her, we'll get some more. And then I gave her the microphone. I said, what's your name, what do you do? And she was a midwife for 35 years. So we asked her to come and join us on the hay bales, and basically we interviewed her for 30 minutes, and the whole thing became about this woman, and she got a standing ovation, and we were in tears, literally in tears of joy and empathy.
But isn't it beautiful?
Oh my God. And although, you know, I began by thinking, we are blessed, and then I looked up to the sky, and the sky said, no, this was always meant to happen, keep doing the right things and the right things. Sorry, speaking to your what you're saying.
Yeah, so the format I was using in Edinburgh is exactly what you do here all the time.
It is, I suppose.
So you know, but it is. I mean, you're used to doing it. Your head is used to. Your brain is in there. You're being given, like, you're reading out your text, your lists, you're given things like that. That's what's happening in my show. Yeah. I'm literally like a live radio show, just standing there getting information off them straight away.
You are, but I mean, the pressure's on because you got 800 people, you got an hour, and they've all paid to come and see you, and they've made.
But the love is in there. Yeah, they're fine.
I know. They bring their investment with them, don't they?
Yeah.
They bring their chips to the table, and they want to go home empty-handed, chips wise.
Yeah. No, they've. The heckling is always very. So my audience sometimes heckle each other. So sometimes I let the show. I do. I let the show just flow.
Of course you do.
So at the whole bit letting the show flow, I stood at this point. I stood and didn't even do anything. Right. I said to a guy, "What do you do?" And he said, "I'm a building manager." and way over on the other side, a girl in the dark went, a Scottish guy went, he's a Johnny, right? Yeah, I didn't know what that was. And I went, oh, okay, what's that? And Scottish people, when they tell you, they're a bit like the Irish like that, when they explain a slang word, they say the exact same word again.
Right.
So I went, what's a Johnny? And she went, a Johnny, it's a Johnny, right? And I went, and then this really happened. So I'm watching, and over way to my left then, another lady stood up, a lovely lady, she went, it's janitor, Jason. She's saying janitor. Oh. And I said, who are you? And I'm not my life. She said this. She said, I'm a Protestant. And she sat down.
Right.
That's all she said.
Wow.
I went, what? She just didn't want the Catholic ruling the janitor word. But that was it.
Please, God, you didn't say, what's one of those?
Yeah, what's that? What's a janitor?
What's that? No, what's a Protestant short for?
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
But this is beautiful. So, the no-show show really does have a show. Yeah. And it's like the no makeup. There is makeup there.
Yeah, there's always the structures there. It's just I bring all the audience and I put them in there. Do you know what I mean? And they all arrive in, and then afterwards they just. But every show will be different. It'll be their night, their moment. And I've seen the people that get up on stage. I've looked out and down the steps. They're getting selfies with people.
Of course they
They're
are.
all in there going, yeah. And the lovely old man and lovely old woman shuffle down, and they were like, oh my God, their life was just amazing. Yeah, so, and I love them taking that.
So
with
your
them.
show's basically, sure, the spotlight's on me, but there's room underneath it for as many people as want to join me.
Yeah, it's like a massive. It's like I pull a massive duvet over the whole lot of us.
And do you have that thing where the lights go on the audience and
well, we can see them.
You think about that and
yeah, it's fine. I mean, especially when I played in Edinburgh, the bounce off the stage, you can see the whole lot of them. You know, wow. They're all there.
And because the Edinburgh Fringe is what it is, and it's world renowned for being what it is. You know, I was over in LA, people talking about coming over for the Edinburgh Fringe and Venice Beach and all this kind of stuff. You know, have you been? What's it like? I said, well, it's massive. You can't go wrong, and this kind of stuff. Are the audience there? Do they feel not a bit hierarchical, but are they more their qualifications as connoisseurs because they're at the Edinburgh Fringe? Yeah. Do they feel more responsibility, more not a burden, but responsibility to be a better audience than a normal audience because they're at the Fringe?
Well, yes. But I mean, I don't think they feel that. I think that naturally it naturally happens to them because they're walking around the streets of Edinburgh, and there's shows outside. There's thousands of people walking around. There's posters. There's theatre. There's dance. There's food. There's books. It's like 3,500 shows a day, Chris.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's insane.
It is.
So they are just. It's like being in Willy Wonka's garden with all the chocolate everywhere. They're just looking at everything going, I don't know what to eat next. What am I going to eat next? Yeah. And they've seen such different shows. Yeah.
I mean, we always bang on about Glastonbury, and we do bang on about Edinburgh, but it doesn't have, it isn't on the, as prevalent on the radar as Glastonbury is, but it sort of should be because it's the same thing. Yeah. It's the performative same thing, just not so much music. There is music there, and there is also comedy at Glastonbury. Yeah. But it definitely holds its own, doesn't it?
Well, Glastonbury has a massive amount of acres of land where it is. If you imagine, that's just kind of, it's probably the size of Edinburgh. So there it is.
Wow.
It's just the same.
Good for you.
Mud.
You're banging the drum for all the right reasons, mate.
I like to think that now.
Yeah.
I think that the way I like living now, and the stress and all of life and everything, I've just kind of just just move forward.
Just let it go.
And it sometimes can be a health scare because I had the sixth sense, but I don't think it was only that. I think I've got to a moment. I'm 52 now, and I think I've got to a moment where I just go, you just enjoy yourself now. You know?
By the way, you look 42. No, I'm not.
42.
I am
Thanks,
not
Chris.
Just saying it. I'm not just saying you look fantastic.
And I think, again, I'll take it from my dad who passed away in 2020. He just lived his best life always. Yeah. He always did that. He just went, what's the problem? Just live. Live in the now.
To say, so difficult to do, let go, easy to say, so difficult to do. Hold loose, easy to do, gets you to let go. Was there a moment, did you wake up, because I stopped drinking about 15 months ago now, and I thought at most a month later it'd be like a whole new world. No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. But then one day it was, about 12 months later.
Yeah.
Was it like that?
Yeah, oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely, because I've had so many stuff happen in my past, and now it's all kind of behind me, and yeah, I think this Edinburgh is when it actually clicked in, because I did a show that I think the audience really needed, because of the times we're living in right now. And I think that the amount of stuff that's happening around the world right now with all the different wars and all the, all their politics and life, that they just wanted to come in and get clouds put on their heads. And when they put the cloud on their head, you can see the whole audience going,
of course.
"Oh my God, that's so nice."
Send in the clouds.
Yes, I know.
There's got to be clouds.
Now you see, Chris, you do a show with me.
Maybe next year. I love
Send
it.
in the clouds.
I love it.
That's going to be the show next year. Send in the clouds, Chris Evans.
Jason Byrne, BYRNE.IE. Is that for that is, or is that a different thing?
That's the Irish internet.
Oh, have we said this before?
Yeah.
I always think it's that is.
No, it's not. Jason Byrne, IE, therefore.
Because that's the kind of thing you'd call your show, isn't it? IE. The no show, IE. That is. That said. That was.
Oh, that's great.
This has been Jason Byrne. You got to go and see his show, guys.
Please do.
It's great, man. 3rd of October, it kicks off in Durham. Then you got Newcastle, Nottingham, Bristol, Birmingham, Southport, Huddersfield, Lincoln, Leeds, Grimsby, Milton Keynes, Norwich, Canterbury, Cambridge, Belfast, Kendal, Liverpool, Salford, London, November 7, 8, 9, bang, on the bounce, boom. Sheffield, Wrexham, Corby, Cardiff, Stockton. You got Dunfermline, Glasgow, Exeter, Bridgewater, Lyme Regis, and you have no excuse. And it does help you to be more peaceful at heart. Blessed are the peacemakers. People in entertainment do that because they distract you. They give you a handbrake that you don't even know you have access to just give yourself a pause. And from that pause, you can zoom out a little bit and then zoom out a lot more and then see what's really going on, which isn't much because what you're looking for is where you're looking from and all that good stuff. And who you are today is who you were or what you were doing 6 months ago, and what you do now is who you're going to be in 6 months' time. And this all speaks to that, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're awesome, man.